Okay, so I did a beginner walkthrough of my Bible, and so today I'm going to show you what I've done. I've done about 12 or 13 entries now, and I'm just going to kind of show you where I'm at. You can see it's getting a little fuller, which is great. We are now in February, and my goal this year was to do 12 Bible journals, and I have now done 12. So I'm definitely going to keep going. I'd set a low goal, but you know, it's good to reach goals. All right, so this is my very first title page, and instead of just putting my name, I decided to do something a little bit fun. A lot of these things, like I just cut this heart out. This is a Tim Holtz ribbon. These are Hobby Lobby stickers right here. These are Hobby Lobby stickers, and these are some illustrated face stickers. And then I did some of my little label maker. I printed some stuff off. Then I'm still working this here, but this is from a hymnal, and I bought a while ago at a thrift store, and I just played around with some calligraphy and just put it right in there. Wanted to keep it really simple, but I love Blessed Assurance and the line, "This is my story, this is my song, praise my Savior all the day long." I just thought that was a good spot for it here at the beginning of the Bible, and I definitely have some other ideas of what I'm going to do for the beginning of the Bible, but these intro pages and stuff, but I just going to do that a little bit at a time. Okay, so the rule is, my rule for myself is that I don't tell you, or I won't even say out loud, which pages I do and don't like, just because that kind of seems like it defeats the purpose. Okay, so this page is a new page. I am going to show you the old pages too, because there's few enough of them that I can walk through it all. This one, a lot of these things are from Doodlebug, like these little clips, these cactuses, and this is a page, and I think this washi tape too. Then I painted a cactus just with acrylic paint and used just the back of a eraser to make these little dots. And then this is from Psalm 63:1. This is just one that I had come across and just really spoke to me because it's about desert places, and just kind of reminded me of just right now, or the last couple of years. Not a lot has changed, and even though there's lots of ways to look at this verse, since it's a living Bible, kind of what it speaks to me now is just about like just kind of being thirsty for God, and being thirsty for some changes, and then just what to do when you're in that place, and how to keep your faith alive. And so I journaled about that on the back of that card. This one right here was, I did this after a sermon on Sanctity of Life weekend. It's one of my favorite verses and always has been, about being just fearfully and wonderfully made. And again, these are some washi tapes from Hobby Lobby. This is from Illustrated Faith. This sticker was just one I bought. I think this arrow's from Illustrated Faith. Oops. A lot of these stickers are also just those little things you can get for $1 when they're half off at Hobby Lobby. But then again, some of them like this, these are from Michael's right here, but a lot of these I just got at Hobby Lobby. Whenever they have 50% off stickers, I go grab a bunch of the letter stickers. And anyway, I love this verse. Always have. Just reminds me of just how beautifully we're designed by God. We're just little works of art. This was the very first page I did. I already blogged about this. So if you see my previous, or YouTubed about it. So previous thing, I'm not going to go into all the details of this page, but this was my very first one. And then this one I also already talked about. This was for my godchildren. Another one, this is another one I already talked about as far as details and stuff. Like I said, they're in the previous one. But I like these little flip-ups, and I've been trying to add just some personal pictures. I haven't added a whole lot of them, but still have a lot of Bible to go. So sometimes I try to do ribbons, sometimes I try to do little tabs, just something to mark it off. So this is my verse for the year, or rather my word for the year, and it's shine. And lots of reasons why, not only, but specifically not just my light shining this year, but like just helping other Christians. That's probably one of my weaker areas, making sure that other Christians are also shining, and that they feel special in the kingdom and unique. I skipped this one, and this was one that I had stitched in the pages, one of my first ones too. So again, like I said, those I'm not going to go back over. These bubble letters right here are also from Hobby Lobby, and just kind of sketched a little something from some things I had seen online. And then I also watercolored it, and I used this gesso paint, and it worked really well. And it didn't seep through the other side. That's the whole point. You put that down. You can dry it with a hair dryer or one of the little scrapbook dryers, and you dry it and then you paint it and it doesn't seep through. So I'm finding when I don't do that, it's seeping through, and when I do that, it pretty much does a good job of making sure that the paint is only being absorbed on the other side of the page. This again, I've already blogged about this one or YouTubed about it. So one of my favorite verses. And this one I also YouTubed about, but this is again one of those pictures where actually this is where I started. It's a little shiny here. This is a, I'm trying not to cover up any of the words. That's just my one goal because I want to be able to read all the words in the Bible still. But I try not to cover up any words, so I used a overhead that I copied a picture on from my visit to Capernaum. But then I ended up writing some things and doing this overlay too. So anyway, kind of went a different direction than I originally had planned, but it worked out. Here was also already YouTubed over this one. This is Hobby Lobby stamp, and just these are illustrated faiths and paper. And okay, this one is the one I did today. So attended the IF conference this week, and I have a ton of notes. Usually I try to do one a week on sermons, so this week I'm actually not going to do a sermon one, just because I didn't really feel inspired, and I have enough here material to keep me going. So I attended the IF conference at a local church. It's awesome if you've never heard of it. It's so great. And so I'm going to try to go, and they have tons of different speakers. It goes, Friday night, all day Saturday. And it's so good. I'd heard about it before, never attended, and I have no regrets. I'm definitely going next year, and I'm going to try to go through those different speakers and the things that they said that was really impactful and do some different Bible journaling. So I'll remember this is, this is how I relate to the world through art, and so this is really helpful. And so on the back of these cards, I'm journaling just different things. Like the speaker was Jenny Allen. She kind of is the spearhead behind it. And so the verse this year was Acts 2:42-47. It's all about discipleship, and each of the speakers kind of spoke about that. This right here is actually a stencil by Jim Holtz. It's a honeycomb stencil, and I just took ink pad. It didn't come out as crisp. I think next time there's another one I wanted to do with this ink. I had originally thought I'd use this for something else, but this worked out well because that was kind of this little mosaic theme. But I used an ink pack, just turn around and squished it, and they weren't very crisp. So next time I'm going to use a sponge brush and do that with paint. But, and it also seeped through the back, so I should have done some of that gesso, and I did not. But it's totally fine because I can cover that with scrapbook paper and still do some journaling on that page. I'm not too worried about it. I will worry about it when I get to Acts 3. And then I won't even worry about it because I've got a plan. Got a plan in place. All right, so this one, with Valentine's coming up, I wanted to do something about love. And I love, of course, the love verse in 1 Corinthians, but just really going deep into the fact that, like, how we define love in this world is so different than how God defines it, because number one, love never ends. And so I think that word is definitely misused a lot because it's used in relationships where the love doesn't last. I know the intentions are probably initially pure, but I just kind of journal all about love being an action and a choice. And these are illustrated faith. These they have these like a book of clear different cards with all different designs. I'm gonna start using some of those. I did a little crochet heart here, and I just attached it to a paper clip by doing hot gluing and sandwiching a piece of fabric in that crocheted heart. These are illustrated faith tag, and then this is a doily, and these are some illustrated faith hearts, and then some stickers that I just bought at a scrapbook store. Okay, this one here was based on another sermon, the annual generosity tithing sermon, but kind of my takeaway from that, I'd seen this harvest, and that's kind of what my vision was. And my takeaway from that was just talking about how, like, when you're planting a field, we plant a bunch of seed and it doesn't all crop up, but you have to plant enough that you're going to have a harvest. And so just thinking about kindness and thinking about serving others and then of course giving to others. You won't always see every single seed you plant coming up, but you have to plant so much of it that you still have a harvest back there. And so just a reminder when you're feeling unappreciated and all that, was a good reminder to me. This was one of my first ones. I already did a YouTube explaining how I did this too and where all the pieces came from. I'll link that first video below. And then finally, This one was also from the IF conference. I feel like I've got about 10 more of these in me. But I really like this one. It's a verse that I've heard so many times. We love because he first loved us, but like hearing the lady who spoke about this, her name was Kate Merrick, hearing her speak about this just kind of like gave me some new eyes to this verse, and I love this ribbon and I wanted to use it. So I took this ribbon, and this was kind of my inspiration for this page, and I had just like 2 days before at Hobby Lobby found these sticker page with like 8 different Bible verses on it and picked them up. And lo and behold, this verse that stuck out to me this very first night was one on those stickers. So I used that in this ribbon, and then I just kind of found this card from Illustrated Faith on a 12 by 12. It has a bunch of these cards, and I used that to do my journaling on. And then again, just made this little paper clip with the ribbon. This ribbon is from, I believe, Michaels. And then I just cut out some freehand cut some flowers that kind of reminded me of these with some scraps of paper I had, and just glued them down. And so it's ready to go. So I'm really enjoying this. Gosh, it's really helped me remember a lot more clear. I take notes, always have taken notes at church because it helps me. Well, not always. Since I've been an adult, I take notes at church because I find when I don't concentrate. But now that I can go home and take my notes and turn it into, my true learning style, I'm able to better remember some of these stories. So I'm hoping as I glance back through these year after year that these little pieces of art that I've taken to represent that sermon or that speaker that spoke about this verse, that will be great reminders, and these will live a little bit more richly in my life. So